The other asymmetry is, can one say no? So for instance, let us say there is a small village and they saw their neighboring village and they saw some missionaries came into the neighboring village and they observed that it was not good for that society. Some conflict happened between the groups after those missionaries came. So that village says that we are not going to allow missionaries. So the village passes their panchayat passes a decision that we are not going to allow missionaries. As soon as they do that, the entire human rights regime is going to come and jump on them, right? And they are going to say, no, 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 this is a violation of human rights. How can you stop missionaries? There's no violation of human rights when you come and plant a church, you create conflict between communities, you break away people from the tradition. There's no violation of human rights. But if you say, no, don't do this, then it's a violation of human rights, right? So that, and that is, it's not just a figurative thing, it actually has enforced. For instance, when Sri Lanka was trying to pass a legislation to restrict missionary activity, the US Secretary of State contacts the Sri Lankan ambassador and saying, we consider this a violation of freedom of religion and trade is going to be affected if you do this, right? So there is a huge power structure which is backing it. It is not just happening because one missionary is coming. The missionary has media narratives, it's got resources, got billions of dollars behind it, and it has state power which is backing it. In fact, the entire so-called United States Commission for International Religious Freedom, USCIRF, creates all these country reports, but the main aim is to continue unhindered access to the missionaries in the different countries. Now there is this other thing called Project Thessalonica. How many people know about Project Thessalonica? Okay, only very few. So just do a Google search. One of the top hits is an article I wrote for India Facts on Project Thessalonica. So what Project Thessalonica, so the Project Joshua is a overt effort, right? So that is very public. Anybody can go look at it, Joshua Project. Project Thessalonica is a covert effort. So Project Thessalonica is saying that we need to have strategic intervention as a war tactic. If you convert certain people, then our mission will succeed better. So this is a quote from there. So it aims to stop or limit Hindu activity by converting people who form the pillars of Hindu culture, to also to stop Hindu festivals from happening, and different traditions and activities. And this comes from the Greek city of Thessaloniki. When Christianity was being imposed on Greece, the Olympic Games used to happen at that time, the ancient Olympics. And the ancient Olympics, they paid respect to the Greek gods, the Greek deities. And this was considered to be a threat to Christianity. So this, at that time, all of this was banned and all of that was wiped out, and the games were also stopped at that time. And because the popular festival created faith and created connection from the ordinary people, even when there was a game happening, that was a problem for the church. So all the attack on festival traditions comes from Project Thessalonica. And what they're saying is specific churches are funding. For instance, the Baptist Church of Nashville adopted towns where the annual Kumbh Mela takes place, has been converting locals so visitors face extreme hardship during their next visit. Another mission group is adopting boatmen of Kashi, so that the boatmen are being trained in other fields, so they abandon their profession. Right? So it's very strategically they are looking at what are the rituals that are followed, how can we attack and make an intervention so that some of the routes are cut off, and so those activities will not be able to be happening, right? And then and what they're saying is use different tactics. So in some cases the environmental group will protest. Right? If you start to trace the funding of the environmental group, you will see it is all coming from this nexus, right? But the environmental group will protest against Ganesh Chaturthi, will protest against Shri doing this event in Delhi, right? So all of these, they're looking at, okay, something happens. This is going to create a relationship of the people to this thing, and so we need to figure out how to attack it. Then somewhere animal rights group will be activated, so Jallikattu becomes an animal rights issue. Somewhere women's rights groups is activated. So this is all very, very systematic. And because of the way the whole PIL system has been set up, where FCRA NGOs, anybody with no skin in the game can arbitrarily file a PL and saying something is happening in Tamil Nadu, ban it, right? And the Supreme Court will also nicely oblige, right? So all of these things, making environmental groups raise, and this again, I've been writing this for 20 years, so it's not something happened, all of the things that we see happening are efforts that have been going on for 20 plus years. We are just seeing we just say, oh, we get upset because one thing has happened, another thing has happened. We are like being completely reactive because we think it's all a local issue. And some Hindus will also argue, no, Jallikattu is very cruel to animals. Some other person will argue. So all this debate will take place as if this is actually a debate on the issue, but it's not a debate on the issue at all. The main aim is, these are popular traditions, and if you kill the popular tradition, even this Sani Sangram, what is that temple in? That temple, after the restrictions were lifted, the faith of the local people dilutes. So less people start coming. Same thing, in the Sambarimala thing, the collections have gone down so much, right? So the idea is the main idea is to kill it, right? But the excuse is, no, it's about women's rights, it's about this, about that. But the goal is to kill it.